All right, welcome everyone. This is our second episode of the Femme de la Femme podcast.
Hello.
Woohoo!
Woo.
Yeah, anyways, how are you, Jacinta? How is it in the sunny London?
It's definitely not sunny. Very
Oh
sad.
no.
Yeah, I'm looking outside my window right now. It's clouds, a lot of clouds, and not a lot of sun, not a lot of blue, but that's okay. Still
Yeah.
in my jumper. It's currently like, oh gosh, I don't even know what the weather is, but it's probably something like close to 16 degrees, and I'm still in long sleeves, and it's June, which should be summertime. But
Oh
yes,
wow. Well, does it
yeah.
get warmer though, like in August, for example?
It does. Like it gets to a point where it's like maybe gonna hit like a 30-degree day.
Yeah.
But when it hits a 30-degree day, it's like England is on lockdown. Like alarm
Oh
bells are going
wow.
off and everyone's like sweating and like hiding in their holes. Like,
Hectic.
yeah.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
How's the weather in Australia now that it's winter time though?
Yeah, I mean it's still really sunny and like hot during the day, and then when it gets like, sun out, it's just crazy, like
Mm.
stabby cold. I don't
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this episode we're talking a little bit more about social media, the
Yeah.
necessary evil. And like, I think, yeah, like this time I want to grill you about what you do as a social media manager. Give me all the
I'll
information,
give
give me
you
all the
I'll give you
intel.
everything I have.
Yes. Anyways, yeah, can you explain a little bit more about what your role is as a social media manager, and like kind of how you got into it and how long have you been doing it and stuff?
Yeah. Okay. My role as a social media manager. So it really does differ between a lot of the clients that I do work with based on
Hmm.
kind of what they need. Um, from me, I have a multitude of packages, but most of my tasks will include a lot of strategic development. So strategizing where we're going to go, creating actionable things, content strategies, the social media strategies, the content calendars, scheduling everything in, looking
Yeah,
at our SEO, looking at those hashtags,
yeah.
engaging with people inbound and outbound, and then looking at the analytics at the end of it all. So there is a lot of hats that you have to wear as a social
Hmm.
media manager, but
Yeah.
nowhere near as much. Can I say nowhere near as much as an independent artist has to wear? I
Uh-huh.
don't have to wear as many hats. I mean, an independent artist, they have to do my role if they don't have me. So,
Oh yeah.
and they're
I
wearing 20 other hats.
Yeah. I mean, I'm my own social media manager, and
Yeah.
not doing a very good job at it, I must say.
No, she's killing it. She's killing it.
But
So,
yeah, amazing. Wow. How long have you been doing it?
yeah, I've been doing it for, well, so I finished my study. I was doing marketing and communications. And
Okay.
then I kind of had this new grown love for social media out of it. And
Yeah.
I was like, hey, like, I'm going to give it a go to kind of do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this friend as well who was also an independent artist. And so we kind of like tag teamed and was like, hey, let's help each other out. Like, you do a bit of my social media. Um, and because I need someone to do my social media because I'm an independent artist. Every single independent artist is going to be on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of just started working together. And from there, we were running around Europe, going on this 4-month trip to Greece, to Italy, to Switzerland, wherever we were, France. I don't even know. We went a lot of places. Traveling around Europe is always definitely a must for every Australian out there.
Yes, all the different locations you can shoot at, like wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, so good. The scenery, honestly, like we
Ugh.
we didn't want to waste the day there, so lots of filming.
Yeah.
But it was good fun. And so that's kind of how I came about it, because we would be at like concerts, we would be out at night, like at open mics or things like that. And then all of a sudden people were kind of being like, hey, like, who are you? Are you a singer? And I was like, gosh, no, absolutely not. And that's kind of where I introduced myself as the social media manager. And then all of a sudden I had people being like, hey, I need you. Like, can you help me as well? And that's how I got this role of like clients and kind of started to build my own personal business. And that's why I'm over here in London now as well, because it really gave me that push to kind of be like, okay, if I've got all these clients in Europe, and a few in London, then I kind of want to make my base in this more international city, because London is in that middle and has a little bit more access to this international audience rather than Australia. Like, Australia is tucked away in that little end of that globe, and it's just like not a lot of people are coming over to that country. So that's why I made that move.
Wow, that's crazy, because like I've heard of artists leaving Australia to go overseas to sort of expand, career-wise, but I didn't realize like social media managers and like people around the music, like
As
around
well.
the artists, also jump off.
You're all doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. There is a lot. Like, I think if I did have more Australian clients, then I definitely would stay over there. But because I had those goals to go international with my clients, I felt the move to London was the most appropriate. I mean, there was a lot of midnight calls, can I say, while I was in Australia with a lot of my Europe clients. I just remember being so tired, and I was like, yeah, social media at like 12 a.m. in Australia. Yeah, but good time.
I mean, because a lot of people stay up like till 2 a.m. just being on social media and like doom scrolling. So,
yeah, literally. I'm like, let's post now. Everyone's on anyway.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So would you say that you got a lot of your clients from like word of mouth, just like seeing you in action? Holy shit. That's cool.
Most. I would say I think the universe has served me well and have really given me great opportunities. So I'm very, very lucky with that. It was like going out. I wasn't even so much, I would say, I wasn't really putting the energy into searching for it. I wasn't going out being like, hey, I'm the social media manager. No, I was just there filming, being like, this is so cool. Like, yeah, go girl, like being the hype girl as well with the tripod set up. And then, all of a sudden this group of people would just like come up to me and kind of be like, hey, like, I want you to work for me. And I was like, well, I didn't even
offer you.
Like, I didn't even say you could ask that.
Yeah.
No, but
oh wow.
And I found my first clients off that. And even to this day, a lot of my clients, because again, it's a very, working with musicians, it's a very long-term client. That's what I love about the job. I really get to know my clients really well, and their creativity, their whole like, you get to know a lot about an artist when you're trying to help them out with their art, because a lot of them comes out in their art. And so it takes a lot of time to build that relationship and trust. And so a lot of my clients are a lot of time for me. And so I don't have like a whole plethora of like millions of businesses working with me. It's more so those more niche independent artists, the few of them that I've built this long-term client relationship with.
That's so cool. So like with your clients, like are there specific genres, or like what style of music do they do? Like they're pretty diverse.
Diverse. They're all women artists. I only work with women artists. I think as well, it's just more so, I feel like if I worked with like someone who is male identifying, it
Yeah.
might be a little bit more, I don't have that experience because I don't identify myself as a male. And so sometimes it can be a little bit, yeah, I can't relate as much to how they would present themselves with my own ideas
Yeah.
sometimes. And so I do find, yeah, working with these women artists,
Yeah.
I do have that kind of similarity to them. And so it
Okay.
works a lot with them. But
Yeah.
genre wise,
Mm.
yeah, it's it is definitely an array of different genres.
Yeah.
I even have some who don't do vocals at all and just instrumental.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy because like, yeah, there's so many different kind of variety of like strategies that you have to come up with, because you know
100%.
obviously it's not going to be like one size fits all, like fit for purpose kind of thing, because
Yeah.
everyone's
No.
different. So do you create for the artists for their brand, or like do you create more for their demographic, like, and like who listens to their music kind of thing? Like what's your take?
Yes. If I'm a little
Yeah.
bit more similar to the audience that they're trying to target,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. I can take that seat of like, would I like this content or not? And I do use it sometimes as well. To like sit back and be like, hey, would I even watch this? Like, is this engaging for me? Of course I use that all the time with a lot of my clients. But yeah, also at the same time, they are very different. Like I have some artists that I'm working with who won't even show their face on camera.
Yes.
And so that has been, I've actually had multiple clients have that same thing. And it's this big thing because everyone talks about like authenticity and like showing your face and having this human behind your brand. But really, if this is important to you to be faceless and you want to keep it mysterious and that is your brand, then I am definitely the type of person who's like, anything can work and we can work with this and make this something actually so engaging, and beautiful as well for your brand. And so we do some fun things like we focus on clothing to give a bit of personality to the artist, and speaking as well, so they can hear the voice and kind of like build a relationship through that. So there's other ways around it, and it kind of builds this beautiful mystery that you never see the face. It's really important to kind of build this beauty around their art. So yeah,
Oh wow.
has been good fun.
Yeah.
I really try to work as best with them. So the first stages is always sitting down and working out the brand that they are trying to build, because it's their persona. It's their persona that they're building, and there is no wrong or right answer about building your persona. I find a lot of artist managers out there, labels, things like that, they will tell you how it is. If you don't have this many followers, then I'm not going to work with you. If you don't have blonde hair, I'm not going to work with you. If you're not like, the other day I was talking to a bunch of women artists and they were going on about how if you're over the age of 25, basically like give up on music.
Oh god.
Like, and I was like, okay, like let's sit down for a moment.
Yeah, wow.
Honestly, it's this age restriction or like this kind of anything sort of restriction, or like you need to shoot your face. There's so many people online in the world, and finding like that 10,000 of them to kind of support you and help you build just at least a supportive career for yourself in something that you love doing, is really not as complicated as we think. Like it is simple enough to get access to that 10,000. So I'm always like, okay, it's not so much the audience that we need to change that you're trying to target. I don't need to sit down and say, hey, like you're targeting the wrong audience. You're 40 or something, like you're going to get no one. Like who's going to be interested in a 40-year-old? There are people out there who is going to be interested in that 40-year-old singing artist. And it's just all about finding those
Yeah.
finding them who
Yeah.
are interested in that. And so then that's where it comes really important into how we are strategizing, targeting the right audience on social media. So that SEO, those hashtags, things like that, defining the content and making sure that your content is going out to that correct initial audience. These ones that are interested in this 40-year-old singing artist.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like maybe that's it. Like, I just need to like sort of reconnect, kind of like really find out what my brand is and who I'm trying to target, as opposed to just like trying to take what's trending and like trying to do that. Yeah, because I don't want to just like do lip sync videos. Sometimes I find it really like a bit weird too, but they are necessary if you do it like tastefully.
Yeah, I do love a good lip sync video.
Yeah.
I love them. I've definitely filmed some of them, and they are my funnest ones to film because it's so funny. Like, you'll have like the music playing in the background, and it's just like you got to get into the feels as if you're like you are just like, singing in the wild or something. Like, but they can be good fun. They can be good fun, and I love to watch them as well myself personally. So I am definitely I'm a big fan of that trend, and I don't think that trend is ever going to
go. Yeah, no, it's like mini music videos, I guess.
Yes,
I filmed heaps on my camping trip, and like the whole time I was like, oh, this is so like I should be like relaxing and, you know, spending time with my partner, and like he's just like it was like we had to pack and like, you know, leave. We had to pack and leave, and like it was getting dark, but I was like, I just want to like film this one thing with the moon. So I was just like, he was just like carrying all this like items, like boxes into the like load them up into the ute, and I was just like on the side with my like little ring light on, and then lip syncing to the song. I'm like, oh god, what am I doing?
So good though, so supportive. That's good.
Yeah, he's very patient. So what's the, I guess you kind of touched on it a little bit, but like what's the process do you go through with your clients when you're onboarding them to like, you know, during the release life cycle? Like what's the stages?
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, we go through that kind of like initial like, who am I? You know, like it's kind of fun. Like it's like interview. You know, I'm like, so like, what do you like? It's like that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a bunch of questions and figuring out who they are trying to portray themselves to be online, and then it's the kind of step. Okay, like what are the goals? Like what are we tracking here? What is this target audience we are going for? What are the other artists who are in our niche kind of doing already? What's working for them? What's not working for them? We can learn off each other. And then finding all of like, okay, where do we have these opportunities? Where can we go big with this? Where can we jump ahead online? And so it's all dependent on where the artist is. So the artist may be releasing music at that moment. They may not be releasing music at that moment. I have some artists who do the strategy where they're releasing every month. And so it's kind of like where we go, oh my gosh, okay, so let's sit down and let's plan the whole year. Because we already have that plan of one every month for the whole entire year. And so they've got the dates for the whole year. And I'm like, this is great. This is golden. We're going to plan around this. Yeah. And then you have the opposite as well, where it's like, I'm not releasing until like next year. I just want to be on social media to build an audience.
Oh, wow. Yeah. These guys got their shit together. It's great.
No. But do you think it always, like, do you think the release date always comes? Sometimes it's a little bit off the day, but but that's just because life gets in the way. So you can, I'm going to say you can plan the whole year out, but sometimes it's just like, it will go a little bit sideways, but then you kind of steer it back on track and it's all good. So
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, there's this one time like where I think it was my first release, and then I didn't post anything for like 3 months, and then I just like brought it back again, like, oh, this is the BTS from like the song that I released like last year anyway.
That's it though. I am definitely a big fan of artists who do come to me though, and they're like, hey, I don't have any songs released, or like, and I don't really want to release until like next year because I'm like trying to be really prepared. And I'm like, but I still kind of want to go on social media and I still want help with it because like I'm busy or whatever. They are still making hundreds of songs all the time. They just haven't released anything yet. And they're like, I don't know how you're gonna work with me because I don't know any songs. I'm like, this is golden as well. This is great. Like if you can build an audience online before you release that music, like fantastic, you know. And then when we do get to the point that we do release the music, you have this audience to play with. You have a bit of, maybe if we do some advertisements coming up closer, like we can really build a great strategy to make sure that this first song it goes, you know. It's not just like we've released it and then we're going to backtrack later. So when there are those artists that do come up to me and say they haven't released anything yet and they don't have a plan, I'm like, let's make one.
So like with those kind of artists, like what do you do to like get them, like to gain the following without having dropped
without
any song?
music?
Yeah.
So then I guess it's just kind of, we need, because we don't have that product already for them to see. And so it's more so building the excitement and building a loyal community who's excited to see how you grow, where you go with it. And so you want to have supporters behind you, those pro supporters who are engaging on your platform and they're like waiting for the day that you're going to come out and release. You have a talent. And so now we're just marketing your talent. We're not marketing a product, we're marketing your talent. And so you don't need to worry about the fact that you don't have that song already released. Make people excited and realize how much of a talent you are, and then use them to help you write your songs, get them included, and then let them know that this song is going to come out in this time. And when it does, you'll already have that base of like, hey, I put a little bit in that, you know.
So would you say like covers like would be the good type of content to put out before
using covers? I was talking to a girl, this lady the other day about this, about using covers. She was like, hey, like I do a bit of art as well. Like she does not just singing, but she does like actual
visual art.
Visual art. And so she was talking about a visual art, and she said, whenever I do visual art on something trendy, something already going on, like, I don't know, some sort of character that's really popping off on the visual art world. And so they start making this new creation on that. They say the views and everything just skyrockets because I'm talking about something trendy, someone trendy. And so if you do utilize like a cover of a song that is trendy or someone who is in the radar, that honestly just it goes.
That's
really
my strategy, to be honest. Yes.
And I think a lot of people are like, a lot of people do steer away from these covers because they have so much of their own songs that they want to sing about. But even artists who already have released songs, utilizing other people who already have audiences, you will see most likely, on my word, from my experience, those ones do give a little bit of a boost in the reach as well. And they are exciting and engaging. So they definitely can be utilized appropriately in every different artist.
I can attest to that. It definitely works. Like I've converted a lot of people who liked watching my covers into fans of like my original music, which is which is great. So I wanna hear more about this, like, you know, this client that you're working with that's releasing monthly. Like what it's, because I'm trying to do that. Fingers crossed. I'm just trying to like release monthly and just like detach from the results, whatever, just do all I can, do my best. What's involved in that?
So what we kind of sat down and did was we had like a countdown to it being released. So we kind of separated into 2-week blocks because we realized like releasing every month, it's like you've got a lot that's coming out. It really
Mm-hmm.
does. Months come around quick.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it keeps it exciting, which is also really great. It really does keep it exciting for the audience. But it's that whole, like, we would have a 2-week countdown, like, this is coming out, this is coming out, this is coming out, like 10, 9, 8, you know, like getting ready for the music to come out and setting out all of those pre-saves. And then it's released, and then it's kind of that like whole like then it's the other end of things of like promoting it, showing these behind the scenes and being like, here's a little bit of the music video, like, and doing that for the next 2 weeks. And then it's coming back after that 2 weeks straight into the next one, the countdown. Guys, there's another one coming though. And so it was like that 2-week turnaround of like 2-week countdown, 2-week promotion, and in the middle the song was released. And that's kind of the strategy we were using for the whole year.
Cool. That actually, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, 2 weeks of promotion leading up to the release, and then 2 weeks promotion after the release, and then oh wow, yeah,
2 weeks for the next. I know. So you really had to stay on top of it. This was where I am a big believer in that every single artist needs to have a calendar. They need to have their release dates. They need to have their countdowns, their promotions. They need to have what social media content is going out. And then you need to be batching it as much as you can. So you need to be prepared ahead of time, because trying to release every month and trying to make sure that you're promoting it to the schedule, it really does. It does take a lot. And so staying ahead of the song release and that time you are going to be promoting and counting down is the best way and the easiest way.
And are you guys posting every day during this time? Like just pushing the song?
No, not posting every day. So it's about the amount to post. Like, it's all about how much we can consistently upkeep. And so if she did turn around to me and say like, I'm releasing every month and I want to post every day, I'd be like, okay, this is gonna be work, but we're gonna do it, you know. I know we're a 2-person team, but I will try my best. And so we would work towards that. Again, when you're posting every day, having bigger teams is a lot easier around you. I wouldn't say, it's so easy for someone to do by themselves and keep it consistently, because, you have days where you just cannot be online. When we do talk about numbers, because it is a very complicated thing on how much to post, I do feel like if you are sitting at least that 3 times a week mark, it gives you a sign of good consistency online. Of good consistency to the algorithm, like you are showing up enough. I feel like that's kind of the sweet spot. And then again, if you want to do more is merrier. So if you are posting every day, fantastic. If you can keep it up, you will have more chance to go viral or to get more reach on a certain video. And so yes, it is more the merrier. But again, if you cannot consistently come and show up every single day and you're being real with yourself that you can't do it, then I would cut it back. Do 2 times a week, really, if you have to, if that's all you can consistently upkeep. So you need to judge that for yourself. The only time it gets too much posting is when you post multiple within the same hour window, because then you can start to be classed as that spam.
Okay, that's great to know, because like from what I heard, like someone was saying like you're supposed to be posting like 3 times a day, like stuff like that, and it's just so overwhelming. And and there's just so much misinformation, I feel, or just like, you know, people having their own interpretation on like how to solve the algorithm and all that stuff. Solve the algorithm. I mean,
the algorithm. It's like it's a problem. It really is. Solve the puzzle. Instagram's just doing a puzzle with us, or TikTok's doing a puzzle. It is. There's a lot out there. There is a lot out there, and it can get very overwhelming trying to cipher through it all.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you describe like an example of like a successful campaign that you've experienced with a client? What did you find like worked? And
So for me, one of the biggest ways that I have found jumps with my musicians is when they collaborate together. And
Okay.
so this is why, shout out to Femme here,
Shout
something
out.
like this networking events company
Yeah.
is amazing and something necessary for all musicians. If they really want to see those jumps, we can work together and help us jump forwards together.
Yeah.
Because you get access to those new audiences. And so the times that I have seen the biggest jumps is when artists work together,
Yeah.
and do that collaboration. It gives you that jump forward. Yeah, one very recent artist was, kind of really struggling. Yeah, struggling with a lot of her listens on Spotify, all of her content on social media as well. And she was just I feel like she was very quick to kind of like want to rush ahead and be like, I just want to see like those kind of like numbers and like feel a little bit more of this confidence boost. I really felt this kind of like dragging down with her. Like she felt very dragged down. And so then that's when we kind of like connected this person with her. She has an incredible voice. She is a little bit R&B as well, kind of like you as well. So she's got this nice R&B voice. And I was like, great girl, like you can use a lot with this. And so she kind of just felt really small and like she couldn't do much. And so then that's when we found this other artist who is a male artist. He does rap sort of music and everything. And so then they kind of connected together, and just through that connection she kind of like it jumped her forward. And so that gave her the boost to kind of be like, okay, cool, like I'm gonna keep like jumping on this. When she had that jump, she used it and kind of like raced off from there. And so that sort of thing, it can just show you sometimes it really just is not necessarily about doing it alone, but it's about like, who you know along the way and like who can give you that little boost.
That's amazing. So is it like she just makes tracks collaborates on music with other people, or is it just like more like a content by content basis?
Both. So they were making heaps of content together. They were making heaps of content together, talking about it, hyping it up for ages. We were hyping it up. They were going to other people's podcasts as well. So podcasts are a great way to go about. So please come.
Yeah.
Yes. Join along. But it's using other people and promoting it through that way, and having someone to kind of help you give that kind of push along. And then they also ended up writing that song together as well, and they were just working on the promotion together. So
amazing. That's good to know. I love collaborating for sure. What's the balance, what's the balance between promoting music and providing value and entertainment to like audience? Like what's the sweet spot? Like do you have to kind of diversify a little bit?
100%. I'm a diversifier, diversity fan.
Diversity advocate.
Love diversity. But no, it really, honestly, like I like to keep it interesting online. You don't want to just be attacking at your audience, being like, listen to my music all the time. Like,
even I'm sick of doing it. Hey.
No, exactly. Plus, you're going to be bored of all the content you're making, and like, it's not fun. You can enjoy yourself making other sort of contents and playing around. Like social media doesn't need to be this work task all the time. Like you can definitely have fun with it. But
so like how important is it to like let people into your life and into like, you know, to get to know your personality fully, like doing vlogs and come with me, like you know, videos and stuff like that? How important are they?
I love like letting the audience in a little bit. It definitely really helps them to know the personality behind the artist, and it really does nurture a more, a more deeper relationship. It feels like for them, like they can really get to know who you are, because we want to know people.
Yeah.
People want to know people online. So yeah, it really is important. And the way I separate my content to ensure that it's being diversified is that we go through content pillars. I love my content pillars.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too. I learned about it from you, so
Yes, Tika knows all about my
did you coin
content.
it, the term content pillars? Is that like, did you
Yeah.
invent it?
No, content pillars is actually a well-known thing. I promise I did not make it up. Every time I meet social media managers, and as soon as they mention content pillars, I'm like, content pillars, like it's so good.
Nice.
I love them. Yeah.
Yes.
But they're great. It's a great organization method, and to kind of keep yourself diversified, like I was saying. Like a content pillar can be an entertainment content pillar. So you're purely just running off maybe like some sort of trendy trend. Again, that can be a whole nother content pillar on itself. You're going for trends, but trends come under entertainment. Maybe you're doing something funny. Maybe you purely just want people to come on and consume, and they don't need to do a thing about it. They just need to enjoy it, you know, have a laugh, have a smile, whatever they're going to react like. You're getting that reaction out of them. And then which the entertainment as well, it's very good for that engagement and the view time, and watch time is, I can't go on about watch time enough. That is on all platforms. It is a necessary metric that we should all be trying to increase on our social media.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and then I guess balancing that entertainment with things like inspiration. So maybe you're trying to inspire your audience. Maybe you're trying to make leads, you're trying to make sales as an artist. And so having those conversion posts as well, where you're giving people links to things, helping them along to go and be a customer of yours. And then there's other content pillars. Maybe you're trying to be educational as well. You're trying to give them some insight. Maybe you're trying to show your authenticity. And so you're going to be a little bit more raw, and you're just going to talk about your life for a little bit. There's so many different content pillars you can kind of go about, but they are a lot of them. They are the major ones, more so those ones. And so it just really keeps your audience interested. Because you're not just going at them with a bunch of conversions. And it will see your, because like I was saying, even though entertainment doesn't necessarily give you a lead or a sale, it still helps nurture like quality content and increasing that ever so important watch time as well on your videos.
People say, like, you know, it's fine to have different niches and different interests, and, you know, kind of just post whatever. Like, for example, I love my cat, and, you know, I want to post about cats too. Like, you know, can I do both? Can I do music and cats? Like, is there like a, you know, overlapping sort of like
100%. Use the cat.
Yes.
Get the views from the cat.
Yeah, she's paying rent.
Yeah, make the cat pay rent.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, if you think about it this way, like you have this niche for music, but also like, who doesn't love a cat? Like, who are you making run away?
Psychos. Yeah.
Everyone wants to see the cat, even if they're like, all billions of people on this planet will watch the cat video.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
So I think you're safe. Yeah.
I get my cat to make music, so she can
literally
be the artist.
Please do that.
She'll be the face.
You'll watch your cat become the famous artist and not you.
Exactly. As long as I get to live the life, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, that's good.
I can be the ghostwriter.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. I mean, you've mentioned a bit of like some marketing jargons on there. Like, I feel like when we first started talking, you sent me this questionnaire, and I'm like, what are these words? Like, you know. Yeah. So we've got like SEO, just obviously I'm well versed ish on it now, but like for people who like kind of still new on, you know, the back end side of like social media marketing? Like what's SEO, is ROI, like leads? You mentioned conversion before as
Yeah.
well. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
100%. Let me
Give us
go
a crash
through it.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, let me give you a little quick crash course. After all my marketing expertise of my studies is going into something. Yeah. No, SEO, search engine optimization. So it's just basically, it's all a ranking system as well. So it's how you rank on the search engine. So when you type in like cats, will Tika's video come up first? Heck yeah, what do you mean?
Okay.
I hope
I was like, no.
Heck yeah, let's hope. If she has good SEO, then Tika's cat video will definitely be ranking higher, and it'll be the first thing that's coming up.
Okay.
And that comes through your reputation as well with the search engine, the quality of your content, the engagement from the audience that you've had, on where you rank in that search engine as well. And again, SEO, a lot of people talk about it, so it's very complicated. It does go very complex because a lot of people talk about SEO as just your key terms, your hashtags, which it is. It's really, that's the starting point because that's the audience that you're going to hit. And that is where you need to start. And so making sure that you're using those regular keywords throughout, because it's an algorithm. The algorithm is this. It's not human. It is technology. It is a robot behind the scenes, and so it gets triggered by certain words. And when it hears certain words, it matches it to certain words that an audience is interested in, and it kind of pairs it up that way. And so that's where you hear people talking about using key terms consistently. And then using that with your hashtags as well, reaching the right audiences with your hashtags and using the right words in those. And so that all helps you with establishing what your content is about to the algorithm and what audience you're trying to target. And then how they engage with that helps with your rank. And then eventually the more consistent and the more of a engaging audience who is proactive and gives you positive reactions online, it all just helps to build your reputation. And the more of a reputation and the longer you've been there, the more higher as well you're also going to start ranking.
Right.
So it is a long process, but yeah.
Wow. No, actually, that makes sense. Yeah, sorry. I'm just absorbing.
No, so good.
Yeah.
I'll rattle off about the other ones as well. So ROI is return on investment. So basically like how much you're putting in and how much you're getting out of it. So obviously we all want to make a little bit of a, if you're talking money wise, because it could be multiple things. It might not just be money wise. It might be like you're going to collaborate with someone and you're going to put this amount of time into it and you're expecting to get this out of it. And whether if what you get out of it is more positive than what you've put into it, ultimately that's what we're kind of aiming for. And so a return on investment, money wise, it could be, say, like you're putting a certain amount into ads, you want to make sure that you're getting more than that back from those ads. So maybe you're leading people towards selling a product or listening to your music. You're going to hope that you make more money at the end of it all from these ads that you're leading people towards this sale. And leads, like I said, leads or conversions. So leads is kind of leading people.
It's a sales term, isn't it?
Yeah, it's leading people towards those sales. So when you're trying to convert someone, from a lead to a sale. So maybe they are interested, maybe they clicked on your content, maybe they've clicked on the link. You want to get them to buy that product, and that's when you make that sale transaction. And so convincing people to be interested in your content and clicking on things is a lead. Just want to get them to that final stage where it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna buy the bullet and I'm gonna make the purchase.
Okay, so it's literally like, it's like advertisement, because like, you know, you have in the content pillars, you have different educational, entertainment, inspirational, which is have like each has its own goals, and then you have conversion, which is basically the goal is just to direct people to sales to purchase a product. Yeah.
Yes.
It's literally just ads. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Like ads, it could be organic as well. Maybe you're getting conversions organically.
Yeah.
But yeah, because again, you can make a sale, you can make an organic post where you're not advertising, you're not boosting it or anything. But you're saying at the end of it, like, hey, like go listen to my music, the link is in my bio.
Yeah.
And then people go to your bio and then they're gonna go listen to your music. You're still making a sale out of that organic content, which is great if you can make heaps of sales out of organic content, because how much do you have to spend for organic content? Zero. This is why I love social media.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Thank you. I bombarded you with a lot of questions.
I love it. You know, I can talk about this all day. I love it.
Yes, let's do a part 2. If you want a part 2, let us know. Like DM or whatever. Follow
Please.
us or comment. Leave a comment. Yeah, please do, because we still have so much to talk about. But yeah, amazing chat. Thank you so much, Jacinta. Just to wrap up, like we've talked about what being a social media manager is like. You know what sort of processes you go through with your client during a release life cycle, like some formulas on how to have a successful release, successful campaign, and like there's some gold nuggets in there. Like I'm also still sort of absorbing, so I'm looking forward to kind of go back and look at the have a re-listen of the episode, and because I feel like I should be taking notes, but yeah, I mean, like at least it's gonna be a permanent there's gonna be a permanent recording of this on Spotify, so
listen to it many times.
Yeah, amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Yes, thank you so much. I always enjoy the topic.
It's great. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for listening through. And please follow us on Instagram, and for because we post other stuff as well. Obviously, we've got the podcast, but we also post like different carousels and reels, and everything on the content pillars, hopefully.
Exactly. We cover all the content pillars, you can be sure.
Yes, absolutely. And we're also on TikTok, so if TikTok's like your go-to social media, please follow us on there too, and tune in for the next fortnight for a new episode.
Woo!
Yay!